Hi everyone. Today Alex, want to share with you a very special story about the moment I began the journey of building a strong new home for Tuna and little Henry, the two people I love most in this world. Will the dream of a safe home where Tuna and Henry are protected from the storms touch your hearts, and can I stand in the way of Alex's happiness? Please subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss these emotional moments, which will motivate me to share more meaningful stories. Let's begin this journey of love together. The gentle light of the morning filtered through the leaves, casting its glow on the small path leading to Tuna's bamboo hut. The space was warm and peaceful, though the air was still heavy with mist. But the first rays of the new day felt like a reminder of the wonderful things waiting ahead. Yet in that moment, a sense of worry began to creep into my heart. Was this path, this house, really strong enough to protect Tuna and Henry? I remembered the emotional moments from the shimmering moonlight and Tuna's sweet kiss to the anxious minutes when I rushed little Henry, a 3-month-old baby with rosy cheeks and big round eyes, to the hospital for a mild fever. Every moment, whether filled with joy or worry, left a deep imprint of love in my heart. Though I wasn't Henry's biological father, he had become an inseparable part of my life. Little details, like awkwardly changing diapers, singing lullabies offbeat, or having simple meals at the old wooden table, all these formed warm memories I would never forget. But as I looked at the bamboo hut, an indescribable feeling of unease washed over me. That house, though, filled with love and memories, was too fragile. The thatched roof swayed in the wind, the bamboo walls tilted, and on rainy days, water seeped through the cracks, leaving the floor wet. There were hidden dangers beyond the inconvenience of daily life. There was the threat to Tuna and Henry's safety. The rainy season was coming, and I couldn't let them live in such a fragile home. In that moment, I knew I had to take action. I couldn't just stand by. I couldn't let Tuna and Henry continue living in fear every time the wind howled or the rain poured down. A strong decision slowly took shape in my mind. I would build a new house. A sturdy house, not just a shelter, but a real home. A place where Tuna and Henry could live in peace and happiness, no longer worried about stormy nights or cold winds. I wanted them to have a bright future, where our love would be nurtured and grow. A home that not only protected, but also became a place where we could build our dreams, where Henry's laughter would echo throughout the day. When I thought of the new house, my heart raced, not because of the difficulty in building it, but because of the belief that this would be a turning point in our lives. A turning point that would bring safety, peace, and happiness. And in that moment, I knew that this decision would change everything, not just for Tuna and Henry, but for my life too. This morning, I woke up early in the quiet of the morning, sitting at the wooden table in my mother's house. The gentle light from the window streamed in, sparkling on the old construction magazines. I flipped through each page, searching for beautiful house designs, hoping to find the perfect home for Tuna and Henry. The rustic wooden houses with their traditional red tile roofs brought a warm feeling, like the fairy tale stories from my childhood. There were also solid brick houses with large windows, welcoming the first rays of the dawn, and modern designs with spacious gardens where Henry could run and play freely. Each image, each house design, made me dream of a happy family, where love was built solidly through each brick, each wall. I imagined LYTUNA standing in a cozy kitchen, preparing Henry's bottle, while I sat beside him, telling him stories before bed. Together, we would watch the sunset from the porch, gentle breezes blowing through, carrying the scent of flowers, and in that space, I could feel the love, peace, and happiness clearly. Hoping to give LYTUNA a dream home, I printed out a set of photos with the most beautiful house designs I found, from a wooden house with a wide porch and a small, cozy fireplace to a white brick house with a colorful flower fence and a modern house with a spacious garden where little Henry could run free. I wanted LYTUNA to choose her dream home, a place that wasn't just a shelter, but where our happy memories would live. My mother, Mrs. Min, quietly stood and observed, then smiled softly when she saw me preparing everything. She gently said, "Alex, you're truly wonderful. LYTUNA and Henry are lucky to have you. Building a home is a big task, but I trust you." Her words, like a gentle breeze, gave me strength. Still, in my heart, there was some worry. Would LYTUNA agree? Would she be concerned about the cost, or would she feel pressured thinking about building such a house? These questions haunted my mind, but I knew that no matter what, I would do everything I could to give them a safe and loving home. I drove my old car, carrying the house design photos and a wildflower I had just picked along the way. The small, bright yellow flowers full of life reminded me of LYTUNA's smile. Every time I looked at them, my heart warmed, and I felt hopeful about the future. When I arrived at LYTUNA's house, I saw her holding Henry in the garden. The little one looked up at me, waving his hands as if calling me over. LYTUNA, wearing a simple green dress and with her hair tied up, smiled sweetly, making my heart race. "Alex, you're here so early. Henry just woke up, but he's feeling better now." LYTUNA said, her eyes sparkling with joy. She stood there, and I could feel all the gentleness and warmth in her every gesture. I stepped into the house, placed the flower on the table, and took Henry from LYTUNA's arms. The little boy grabbed my finger, giggling, and I couldn't help but whisper, "Henry, I'll build you a beautiful house so you won't have to worry about storms anymore." "Okay." Henry just laughed and waved his hand while LYTUNA looked at me, her eyes curious yet warm. "Alex, what are you planning for us?" I led her inside, gently placed Henry in his crib, and then took out the house design photos. The pictures were laid on the old wooden table in the familiar space of the house. "LYTUNA, I want us to build a new, stronger house for you and Henry. I'm worried about this bamboo hut. It's not safe, especially with the rainy season coming. Every time it rains, the water seeps through the cracks in the bamboo. The wind blows through every corner, and I just can't be at peace thinking about that." I paused for a moment and looked at her with sincerity. "I don't want you and Henry to worry when the rainy season comes. I don't want to see you struggling with the difficulties this house brings. I've found some house designs, look through them, and pick the one you like best." I pointed at each photo, my voice full of excitement. "This is a wooden house with a wide porch and a small fireplace to keep us warm on cold days. Here's a white brick house with big windows letting in lots of light, creating a bright and fresh space. And this is a modern house with a garden where Henry can play an open space where we can enjoy every moment together. Looking into Tuna's eyes, I spoke softly, my voice full of emotion. I want you and Henry to have a safe home where we can build our future, where Henry will grow up surrounded by love, and you won't have to worry about stormy nights. I want this house to be where we begin, where our love and happiness will bloom and grow. Tuna was silent, her eyes gliding over each photo, her hand trembling as it touched the picture of the wooden house. But then she shook her head, her voice filled with worry. Alex, I know you want the best for us, but building a house costs so much money. I don't want you to carry that burden. You've already done so much taking care of Henry proposing to me and all the warm dinners. I'm afraid you'll suffer for us. I took her hand, looking into her eyes, my voice gentle yet firm. Tuna, it's not a burden. You and Henry are my family, the reason I wake up every day. I want you and Henry to live comfortably without worrying about leaks or cold winds. I promise I'll do everything I can to make this house a reality. You just need to pick the design you like, and I'll handle the rest. I smiled, trying to reassure her. This isn't just a house, it's our home, where I'll take care of you and Henry forever. Tuna looked at me, her eyes brimming with tears. But then she smiled her smile as bright as the sun. She pointed at the picture of the wooden house with a wide porch and big windows. If you're so determined, I like this one. It's simple, but cozy. I can imagine Henry playing on the porch, Ace sitting and watching the sunset, and a kitchen where you can cook the dishes you love. Her smile was like light filling me with happiness. I hugged her and whispered, Tuna, thank you for trusting me. I'll do everything to make this house a reality so you and Henry can have a home you both deserve. Tuna rested her head on my shoulder, her voice soft. Alex, I'm the one who should be thanking you for being lucky enough to meet you. You're not just an amazing person, you're the greatest gift to me and Henry. We spent the whole day together taking care of Henry and talking about our dream home. I held Henry, singing him lullabies, still out of tune as usual, which made Tuna laugh. She prepared his bottle, checked the temperature, and we both dreamed about the new house, a warm kitchen where I'd cook Tuna's favorite dishes, a living room with a small fireplace for us to gather around, and a garden where Henry could chase butterflies. Henry babbled in his crib as if joining in the conversation, and Tuna's smile never faded. She took my hand and said, Alex, I thought Henry and I would always live in this bamboo house worrying about the rainy days, but you've brought hope for a bright future for us. Thank you so much. Her words moved me, and I kissed her forehead, whispering, Tuna, I'm the lucky one for having you both in my life. I promise I'll build this house so you and Henry can always be happy. At night, the moonlight shone through the window, casting a silver glow on the bamboo house. Tuna and I sat next to Henry's crib, hand in hand, watching him sleep peacefully. This fragile house would soon be replaced with a strong, warm home where our love would bloom. I knew building the house wouldn't be easy, but Tuna's smile and Henry's babbling were the biggest motivation for me. I'd do everything to give them a life full of happiness, safety, and love. Friends, this moment makes me, Alex, so emotional I could cry. Tuna's radiant smile when she chose the house design, Henry's babbling, and the dream of a new home are all proof of our love. Even though the bamboo house is fragile, I promise to build a solid home so Tuna and Henry no longer have to fear storms. LYTUNA's smile is my light, showing me that true love can build an entire world. What do you think of this dream? What would your dream home look like? Share your thoughts in the comments. This story reminds us that love is unconditional care. The desire to bring the best to those we love, no matter the challenges. Don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to the channel to follow our journey and help me bring even more special stories to you.
Đơn thân mạnh mẽ so với cô gái nhỏ Maya và chú chó khuyết tật BB của họ. Trước thì đã có một chiếu rọi qua những tán lá tre phủ lên căn nhà nhỏ một lớp ánh sáng ấm áp như một vòng tay ôm lấy.